him, come out. Sometimes you got to realize, you know what, I'm not going to take no chance to just take some Tylenol. I'm going to take me some power from Jesus, and I'm going to speak to this thing.
Yes, say that. Thank you, Lord.
Oh yeah, I just take me some Tylenol. Sometimes it's spiritually induced. That harassing spirit just comes to torment you. He might can't possess you, but he can torment the hell out of you. And you got to know how to speak to that thing. The devil and the spirit can't dwell in the same house.
What's up?
But he'll mess with your mind in such a way to make you believe you are. That's why you can't play with the devil. That's why you can't go to a church that play with these things. Addictions and all of that. Let me tell you something. Addictions are real. Some of them are spiritually tormenting you. That's why you got to know how to get dominion over that thing. See, sometimes we open up doorways through our actions and through our speech, and we let the enemy in, and that's how he began to work in our life. Sometimes the things we associated with in our youth have opened doors for the demonic spirits to torment our life. You got to hear what I'm saying. You know? My daddy used to send me in there, boy, go in there and light this Paul Nail cigarette for me. Go in there and wet that old thing. It didn't have no filter on it. Tobacco all in your mouth. And you know you had to take an extra puff because you was a child. You wanted to be grown. About choke you to death. And every time he called you to go light it. Right? So through association.
Yes. So true. So true.
We take it on and we are creatures of habit. We're creatures of habit. Let's keep reading here now, and we'll get down to this. Afterward, he appeared in, let's say, verse 11. But when she told them that Jesus was alive and she had seen him, they didn't believe her. Afterward, he appeared in a different form to two of his followers who were walking from Jerusalem into the country. They rushed back to tell the others, but no one believed them. Man, how soon we can be removed when someone dies. This message has been preached over 2,000 something years. And we have some now shifting sides. We do. We have some now shifting sides. And I'm here to tell you, the Bible said, let God be God and every man be a lie. What do you believe? Afterward, he appeared in this different form and he walked with them. In verse 14, still later, he appeared to the 11 disciples as they were eating together. He rebuked them from their stubborn unbelief. He rebuked them from their stubborn unbelief. That's powerful there. Jesus rebuked them because they had a stubborn unbelief. See, we got a lot of people in the church like that. Amen. See, right now the church needs to be revived. The church needs to be confronted about some things. So I'm talking about you. Sometimes we have to openly rebuke you. That's why Paul told Timothy, openly rebuke them in the church, that the fear of the Lord would fall in the church and people will come back to God. We don't see open rebuke, but I'm here to tell you it's coming back to the house.
Amen.
There's some open rebuke coming back to the house. Hello?
Amen.
Don't rebuke me, Pastor. Well, you better stay out of unbelief. Still later, he appeared to the 11 disciples and they were eating together. He rebuked them. Now notice, he appeared to two different people who were followers of them. He went back and told them, this ain't even the 11. So there were some that were out there that witnessed Jesus, beheld Jesus, and they were true believers of Jesus, and his own inner circle didn't believe. His own inner circle really did not believe. I talked about your inner circle? The crowds were pressing in on Jesus, and what I was telling you, got to get the crowd out your life.
Yeah. Amen.
Everybody in your inner circle don't believe. They talking the talk, but they don't believe. They'll pray with you, they'll do all of that, but they really don't believe. And you wonder why the effects of what you're praying ain't getting any results. Because really you're praying with some unbelievers. They're praying against you. They're praying against you. They don't want to see you blessed. They don't want to see you succeed. They don't want to see you prosper. That's why you got to have the spirit of discernment. That's why you got to get a spirit of discernment, church. You got to learn how to discern. If you don't know how to discern, you can't detect whether that person is really caring and in agreement with you or not. If two of you will agree, touching anything, it shall come to pass. Well, if it's not coming to pass, you have to question why not. If it does not come to pass and you're a believer and you know you believe and you're a true believer and your heart is set, then you have to ask yourself, why is it not manifesting yet? Because if you abide in me and my words abide in you, you can ask what you will and it shall be done for you. And you have to question then, why is it not happening? You have to question yourself then, why is it not happening? Is it me, Lord? Is it me? Is it me, Lord? See, the first thing you have to do is look at you. Stop looking at other people and start evaluating you. That's why I said this is about us now. We got to start looking at me.
That's right.
I got to start examining me.
Yes.
Because when we stand before Christ, nobody's going to stand there with you.
Amen.
Nobody's going to be there with you, Pastor. You're going to be there by yourself. You have to stand for yourself and you're going to have to give an answer. Give an answer of the hope that is in you. You have to give an answer. See, the thing about it is we always have a third person or a second person with us. It's called the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
And we can always agree with Him. We can always touch and agree with Him if there's not another physical person. But He said, whatsoever you bind in the earth is bound in heaven. Whatsoever you loose is loose. That means there's got to be another. This is a man's plan. God created this world for us. He created the earth for us. The meek shall inherit the earth. God intended for this to be like the kingdom of heaven.
Well.
And we need to make gardens in our heavens. We need to make what He wants in our life. If it's not what you want, you can create it.
Yes.
You can create your garden. You can create your inhabitants. You can create that. And you got to learn how to do that. That creative power is in you. The biggest problem we got is people in our life. If we didn't have these people in our life, we wouldn't have these problems. That's why you got to learn to choose wisely the people that are in your life. Remember I told you, don't bring people in your life because of a need.
All right.
You bring people in your life according to a purpose. And that means you got to know your purpose in life. Husbands and wives, that's why your marriage is not working, because you didn't have this knowledge. I'm not knocking you, but it can change if you get the right information. You got that person in your life because they told you they loved you. Well, how do you define love?
All right.
Come on with it.
Well,
Lord.
So you chose that person based on how you define love. And your love defined may not be what God's love is defined, and so you chose on the information you had. Now you can't be mad with God and go to God, because the first thing God's going to tell you is check yourself. Oh, I'm preaching real good right now.
Amen.
Come on, let's keep reading. I just thought I'd throw that one out there as a nugget. Watch now. Here he goes now. Still after that, he appeared to the 11 disciples as they were eating together. He rebuked them for their stubborn unbelief, because they refused to believe those who had seen him after he had been raised from the dead. And then he told them, go into all the world and preach the good news. So what does he want us to do? We are called to make a difference.
Yes.
will never make a difference if we still operate in unbelief. Unbelief will hinder us all the time. Either we believe this. Notice this. God set the platform, and the platform is not the church. The platform is the world. The platform, the place where we need to perform the gospel, where we need to impact the life of people, where we need to make differences, is not in the church. Everybody wants to shine in the house, but nobody wants to shine in the world. You are the light, not of the church. Matthew 5, he said, you're the light of the world. You're the salt to the world. You're supposed to be able to preserve the life. You're supposed to season the life. How many people around you that's in your inner circle that you're seasoning their life? You are seasoning them. You're making them better. They're growing. They're developing. Their purpose in life is being fulfilled. What are you doing? Are they in your life? Are they just there? If they're this there, they're wasting your time, your energy, and your resources. Oh, Lord, help me today.
Amen.
You're wasting your life. And you're wasting the good Lord's resources, His time, His energy, your strength is being wasted in somebody who don't even appreciate it.
Lord.
And as a pastor, as a leader in the church, you have to really understand your purpose and your calling if you're going to do this. And understand you got to be careful of the crowds. You got to be careful of the inner crowd that people gather around you, because you become like a magnet. And when you become like a magnet, this is why all these people flock to what we call mega churches. Ain't no such thing in the Bible.
That's right. Lord.
We call them mega churches. What I call them is hiding places.
Amen.
Everybody want to hide out there. They can go there and they can hide out, and what they do, they become pew people all day life. They never step up to the call. They never reach out and impact the society around them. They just come and get good messages. That's all they do, and they go home because the Lord presses on them, bring conviction to them, and yet they sit there and they're waiting for somebody to motivate them and move them and give them a platform. You don't need a platform when you got a purpose from God, when you got a call from God. You don't need a platform. God will give you a bullhorn and stand on the corner. You're doing what He called you to do. It doesn't take this. This is not for everybody. Woo! Turn to somebody and say, wake up.
Wake up.
Because He's talking to you. I'm rebuking you out of your stubborn unbelief. So I wanted to show you here that Jesus was telling the disciples, you're called to make a difference. You're called to impact this world. Now, let me give you this, and we'll be done for the day. Now, we're called to 3 places. What are they? Family, church, and where else?
World.
Okay, now what you need to do is ask God, where you working with me right now? Is it my family? Now, I'm going to tell you, you can really easily identify this by the hell that's going on around you. Right now, you can easily identify based on where you are in your life. If you just take time to evaluate and look at what's going on, you can see, you know what? If I'm a man, I need to be at home. I need to make sure when I choose jobs, I need to choose. I'm going to tell you something the elder told us one time in our men's meeting. She made this very clear to us. She said, men, you cannot oversee when you ain't present. That means if you ain't in your home, you always busy and gone. You can't come home and then try to dictate what go on at home when you ain't there overseeing what takes place. Amen. And I'm here to tell you, if you ain't present, then you ain't responsible.